All right. So I wanted to talk about today what a successful campaign looks like for an auto repair shop. Now, this is no ordinary auto repair shop, right? Don't get it twisted when I say they don't just do typical auto repair. SoCo Customs is the premier build shop in Colorado Springs for 4x4 off-road builds, for aesthetic upgrades, shock, suspension, lift kits, bumpers, wheels, tires, lighting, performance exhaust, those types of modifications to trucks, SUVs, and now even lowriders, right, with their SoCo Loco brand. But I've been running their ads since 2019, and we've generated multiple millions of dollars in revenue through Facebook and Instagram ads specifically. So what you're seeing here is an ad from them. And so I wanted to kind of just walk you through first off what the customer experience is from their side so you can see when somebody sees an ad on Facebook, what happens when they click the ad and how this whole process works. Okay. Then I'm going to show you the actual results behind the scene. Actually, if you want, let me click this button here first so that this doesn't refresh on me. But I wanted to show you what this looks like because this is something that local service businesses do have the capability to do if you can run these ads in the right way and you know what you're doing and you can come up with a great offer and you have a way to capture attention in the feed. And there's so much power in doing this. So I'm going to give you a quick run through of what we actually do in this process here. Okay. So first you have the ad here. Ad starts with really great creative of a very eye-catching truck that they've done, a build that they have already created somewhere within their specific type of work that they have done. Okay. So we've got a lot of different kinds of ads that we run in here. Let me move my face over here. You can see over here, we've got lots of different ones. You could see we've got, let's see, can you see, will it do the pop-up? So we've got pictures of actual reservoir shocks inside of a wheel well. We've got full trucks like the Tacoma you just saw, another version of that same Tacoma. We've got more reservoir shocks of a this is a King suspension system here. We've got another truck here, very high contrast, sort of very what a truck enthusiast would love. So you got to know your audience to know what kind of stuff this is. We've got some videos here that play, like this one here that shows a build that they did driving by. We've got Richie on the mic doing these really fantastic videos that demonstrate what we're doing here. And then you'll see that they've all got a really strong offer here, but I'm running 20 different ads at the same time throughout this. Now, I want you to see something very important here. If I go back to the campaign level, you'll see that this campaign here is generated since June of 23, 1,100 leads. Okay, now not all of those have become obviously qualified leads, right? These are messenger conversations, which is how we send the traffic into the campaign, is when they click the button, it actually opens up Facebook Messenger. So a lot of times people are seeing these ads on their phone almost entirely. And so everybody's got Messenger on their phone, right? So what we did is we automated a conversation on the back end when somebody clicks that button that then qualifies them, finds out what they want, and I'll show you that in just a second. But this has generated 1,145 leads, and the type of revenue that they generate from these in the multiple thousands. So $42 for a lead that could close into $5,000 to $8,000 is a pretty good lead cost. Okay. Now, we've also got a retargeting campaign here, and this campaign actually is an explanation of the build meeting process because they have a very unique way that you come in and you get the build built for you inside of Josh's office or in one of their offices where they then go and build the entire truck for you, give all the suggestions, and produce the estimate for you. And it's very unique, and it's not like all the other shops in town like Four Wheel Parts where you're standing at a counter next to three other people trying to sell packaged things. It's very bespoke and kind of custom, right? Hence the name SoCo Customs. But in that amount of time, we have generated, 1,500 leads in a couple of years through Facebook ads. Okay. Now back to the ad here, which is going to refresh the ad because that's what it does when I leave the page. So let's click on another one here. If I go in here, I click on one of these ads. Let's look at this one. So these are the ones from highest converting or just images. One thing I want you to see here. So for this specific demographic, one of the things that I think is really interesting is that it's not the videos that actually promote that convert the best. It's actually the images here. And I'm not sure why that is, but you have to test and you have to try different things in order to get the right kind of formula that Facebook likes for a specific market. And we've done that here. As you can see, we're running all these ones with the blue switches on are ads that we are running currently. And there's some that are videos, but a lot of the video ones got turned off because they just weren't doing as well. And the images, we're getting it done for less money. All right, so you can see that the shocks do really well. There's one that has wheels. Here's another video, I think. But as you can see, the ones with the images are doing the best. So you don't necessarily have to design really high quality videos for your ads for them to work. Okay. It can also be images if they're the right kind of images that encapsulate the messaging in the right way and catch attention in the right way. All right. So let's click on one of these ads here. Let's look at this one. I'm going to click here and I'm going to go and preview this in my desktop again so you can see exactly what this looks like. Let's go down to where this ad loads. There it is. So when we click Get Promotions, you'll see Messenger pops up over here on my screen, which is where my face is right now. And you can see that there's the message down there in the corner. Are you interested in getting our 35% off install labor promo when you buy wheels, tires, and a lift kit, right? We want to ask them and we want to confirm. And then we have a button down here that we click Get the Promo Now. And then what it's going to do is it's going to go through a conversational process that's going to ask me what I want. And then it's going to go through and qualify me. We got a little bit of personality in there with the Jerry Maguire image that kind of just with Messenger, you have the ability to be a little bit more personal and a little more human because it's a conversation. But now we're asking what they want. We want a lift kit. We want wheels, tires, and a lift kit. We want a full custom build. We click that. And then the next thing it's going to do is confirm our information so that we can then get in contact with this client or this prospect. And it pulls information directly from your Facebook profile and then pulls in the phone number, which is the next question. So you get the picture. And then a lead is generated. Okay. That is the main campaign here. And these conversations can be intercepted in real time. So if somebody is plugged in on the back end of Business Manager to their Facebook page, they would see this conversation happening in real time and they could actually go through and take it over and actually talk to that person. That does happen sometimes, right? But in order to follow up properly, right, fortune is in the follow-up. So one of the things that we just built for them is we built a back-end lead follow-up system that is text message and voice agent based, right? Now that's what this big diagram right here is, as you can see. This is a software called GoHighLevel. And what happens is when a lead is generated through Messenger, we have an automation that puts them inside of this automation. And then what happens through here is we end up sending them text messages and triggering our voice agent, Axel, who's an AI voice agent trained on SoCo Customs and basically trained on how to handle that conversation. So he'll call them and he'll be like, hey, looks like you took advantage of our 35% off install labor promo. Tell me what's going on with your truck, right? And then that person will talk to him and tell them what's going on. And then he'll ask a series of questions to qualify. Are you towing? Is this your daily driver? What are you using the truck for? And then he'll validate all of that information. And then his job in that call is to either schedule an appointment for a callback from somebody at the shop, very simply, or if it's during business hours, his first option is going to be to try to connect the call right now. So Axel will do the job of going and following up with the lead, and it happens within 1 minute of this conversation happening on Facebook Messenger here. And then it'll go through the process of calling him. And if we don't get a hold of him, then we have a 2-minute delay. And then we have text messaging that is AI powered and also trained on SoCo Customs knowledge base and the way to talk. And it basically has the same conversation automatically through text message. Okay. Now this is really, really powerful. So we've got a bunch of different branches here. Don't let that overwhelm you, but also understand that when you build a proper follow-up flow, you have to take into account several different things. And the main thing here is SoCo is only open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., right? Okay, so that's the business hours when somebody is there to connect directly on the phone call. So we have one specific flow that is during that specific hours so that we can make sure that those actions get taken in the right way. Now, if we are outside of 6 p.m. until about 8:30 at night, that's still reasonable contact hours. So we can still send a text message and we also can still call him with the voice agent if it's before 8:30 at night. So we have that window there that we have the same thing happening, but we are not going to, at the end result, try to get them connected to somebody in the shop. This one is only going to try to schedule them for a callback the following day or a day that works for them, whether it's the voice agent that calls them or the text messaging conversation that happens there is going to try to schedule them into a conversation the next day or another day during the week. Okay. And then we have certain things that happen when those things don't go the way that we want them to. So if they don't answer the text and it times out, we'll wait a day and then we'll do the exact same thing again. We'll call them with the voice agent and then we will send them a text message with the same messaging to try to get them into that appointment or get that call connected, right? If they did answer and in that text messaging conversation, they decide they want to talk to someone, Then it's going to try to connect the call to the shop. And what this does, this is a really cool feature. It's call connect. So what happens is when they say, yeah, I want to talk to someone, and it's during business hours, it's going to call the shop. And then when somebody at the shop answers, it's going to say, hey, you have a new lead. Shane Champlin wants to schedule a build meeting. Press 1 to connect. And then when the shop presses 1, it will call that customer with a phone number that has caller ID of SoCo Customs, and they will call them, and then it will connect the call as if it was SoCo Customs calling that customer right there. And this is all originating from a text messaging conversation. So imagine the power of that, right? If you're a contractor and you're out at a job and somebody fills out a form on your website and you have this automation behind the scenes that's run by AI, and it is actually having the conversation, qualifying that lead, getting the amount of their home and what size it is and what it is that they're looking to do, and finding out if they want to talk to someone right now. And it gets that whole information and qualifies them and has all their contact info. And then if they want to talk to someone, it just connects someone right away. Or if they want to schedule a callback, it schedules them right away. Or if we want to schedule them into the calendar, it can also do that as well. So we can schedule it right into your CRM, whether it's House Call Pro, Jobber, whatever CRM you're using, it can schedule into that CRM as well. But what it does is it takes the load off of the staff at SoCo, who are all wearing multiple hats, much like you are in the business that you run. And it takes the load off of them to be able to actually do their job and serve customers well when they're in front of them, make sure the shop runs well, the operations are smooth, but also that the ball doesn't get dropped on the follow-up, which the fortune is in the follow-up when it comes to lead generation, right? So if you are generating leads, we need to make sure, if you are generating leads, then my daughter just walked in here. I don't want her to jump in the scene here. Hi, baby. I love you. I'll be right back. I'll be right with you. I know. I'll help you in just a minute, okay? And I'll help you in just a minute as soon as I'm done, okay? Raw, real moment there of vulnerability, right? My daughter just walked in. So as I was saying, it takes the load off of the staff, right? It is not easy, and you might experience this, right? Everyone says the fortune's in the follow-up, and you need to have 7 touches before you get in contact with one. All true, right? You need to have speed to lead in your business, right? Well, how do you get speed to lead when you're handling a phone call with an actual customer and a lead comes in and everybody in the shop is busy and someone's in a build meeting, or someone's actually over here scheduling 2 other customers, or it's peak season and you got multiple calls coming in at once and you're trying to handle all the load of being overwhelmed and overbooked and you don't have time to get to the phone? Well, if you don't get to that lead within a minute to 2 minutes, let alone 5 minutes is what the max should be, most likely it's going to be, on average, it's 27 hours for most businesses to follow up with a lead. It's about a day, right? And if you're doing even a little better than that, it's 4 hours. But by 4 hours, that customer has already gone and found somebody else. And so it solves the speed to lead problem in a way that is automated, that sounds like you, that goes through multiple channels. So we call them, we text message them through the channels that are the most likely to get to them, and then has that conversation and takes the load off the staff. And then if they don't answer, then it does that the next day. And then if they don't answer again, then it does it the next day. And so we have multiple swings at the bat for up to 7-8 days out, depending upon how we design this, to make sure that customer always gets contacted and that we make actual contact with them before the lead is disqualified. And now I know I speak for many of you when I say that most businesses have leads that they've generated, maybe hundreds, if not thousands of leads that have only ever been followed up one time. Maybe you left a voicemail. Maybe you just didn't get to it and didn't have a systematic process to get to them. Maybe when you followed up the first time, right? Like the lead quality is loud, right? Business owners love to focus on the lead quality being bad because they're not turning into appointments. But the process underneath that creates the appointment from when the lead is generated is almost dead silent. And a lot of times business owners don't understand how to do this, or how to do it. If they did know how to do it, how to actually execute that and do it effectively and consistently in order to get that lead followed up with in time. Because if you're generating leads and you're following up a day later, you're drastically reducing your conversion rate on those leads, and you're wasting money and spending that money just for no purpose whatsoever, because most people that are in the market and they're looking, they look and they look at another company and they look at another company. And then when they submit a form, they look at another company after that if they don't get contacted. And so you've got to get to that lead really, really quickly. And you have to do it whether you're busy and overwhelmed or not, or you will continue to flush money down the toilet or light it on fire or both, right? So this is what an effective system looks like when you design an entire campaign and then also handle on the backside how to follow up with those leads effectively and make sure that you get the proper amount of touches in the right amount of time to actually make contact with someone when it's still top of mind for them and a hot topic in their mind, and actually get them into an appointment when they're still interested. So if you have any questions about this, or you want to see more, or you have any questions about the specific workflow, how this works, just send a comment down below or hit me up through the DMs. I'd be happy to talk this over with you. Or if you need help, right, and you've got leads that you're generating and you don't know why they're not turning into appointments, I'd be happy to have a 10, 15-minute conversation with you and help you to identify that and diagnose what's wrong and where the problem is occurring and how to fix that problem and get you on the right track. And whether you work with me or not, I would love to have that conversation with you. Or if you need leads and you need to run ads and you have been thinking about doing this for a while, but you're not sure how, or if you had an experience with companies that said that they could get you leads, and or you've tried boosting posts or running ads yourself and it's just not turned into any actual business for you, and you think that those leads are dead or that Facebook's dead, let me know. There's a way to do this effectively that can be extremely lucrative for you. This shop has many times multiplied their original annual revenue, and part of the multiplication has been these ads that have always generated them leads consistently, and they have effectively utilized Facebook and Instagram ads to grow their business in really significant ways. So love to chat with you if you have any questions about this or want to know more about what this could look like for your own business as well. Thank you for watching.